Again?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like everybody has their own style and their own way they like to hunt. And for me, that's something that I really like. That's why I love coming back to this place. And I love hunting in January because it's a different type of hunt. But on this hunt, I like to be really patient because at any moment, especially if you're hunting somewhere with good genetics, at any moment it can be the big one as long as you set yourself up with the right knowledge. When you've done it a lot of times and it may not seem like something's happening, but then the thing that does happen, I always feel like I planned it. And for me, that's addicting, just pushing it to the limit, testing it to the last day.
This is my 5th trip to Mexico, and the first 4 I was down here filming, working on film projects, so that was really cool exposure to how awesome Mexico is, you know, both from the cities and the unique culture to getting out on the mountain and seeing kind of some of the rugged landscape and how beautiful it can be. And, you know, from buffalo hunts to sheep hunts, it's been really cool. And it's also really cool to be down here and hunt for myself. I met Nick and Dylan through some of my film projects, and they just made Coues deer hunting sound like something that I needed to do. And Dylan kind of has been in my ear for a few years, and I finally decided I should pull the trigger, come down here and see what it's all about. So we're here, we're chasing Coues deer, and it's gonna be an awesome week.
Came across the border, got everything checked in, and just ate some tacos, grabbing some supplies, and then we're gonna drive up over the mountain to the ranch and get situated. So should be a pretty drive heading up and over the mountain.
This is a cool trip, not only because I get to be the hunter, but I'm down here creating a film about Coues deer hunting and kind of taking everything I've learned from being in Mexico and trying to put it into my own piece, obviously with the help of Christian running camera. And so it's cool to be down here, sort of taking my years of experience and trying to do what Nick and Dylan are really passionate about, justice, and do kind of the Mexican landscape and everything justice via the camera and via film, and be able to bring it to people and just get them hyped to get outside and do cool stuff like this. We're gonna do cool stuff like this. You gotta do cool stuff like this, man.
Well, we just shot a rocket 100, which it's a little explosive. I think the gun should be fine, but we're gonna shoot out at like 550 something and just see where we're at.
So
Right on the right edge?
Yeah, right on the right edge. And that little
Right now, my opinion of Coues deer are that they're just kind of small
Yeah, I'll shoot one.
and not that exciting. The size of their bodies and headgear is, I would say, not that appealing to me, being a mule deer guy from the West, but I think spending time with Dylan, I appreciate other hunters who are very invested in things that maybe aren't up my alley. And so I really am excited to live in Dylan's world, try to see how difficult and challenging I think these things are to pursue. And we'll see how the hunt shakes out, but it'll be good to see what my opinion is after a week of hunting.
Hey, we got an old boy.
It all depends on what time of the year, week of the year, but the big ones, generally, they'll be nocturnal style, get up in the middle of the day, move around, but they just like to be covered.
So the weather's supposed to be today.
Perfect. Every single time I'm out here and every day that I'm hunting, I'm just trying to gather information essentially. And so like, for example, these deer in this mountain, in my experience, have been like pretty damn lazy. They wake up really late, start moving. So that's something I learned. But I enjoy right now looking at getting out here a little earlier and trying to see if I can prove myself wrong. I grew up hunting Coues deer. We're going out hunting with my dad since I was probably 3 years old. Me and Nick started hunting together at like 16 once I got a car. We just basically learned a lot of stuff from trial and error. We're from Arizona, so we've always hunted public land, and tags do get harder to draw. But for us, the idea that you can just, if you want to buy the tag, you can get the tag. And then also the feeling of being in your own ranch with like your own deer to manage is like a really good feeling that definitely drew both me and Nick into this place.
Dylan had to run some errands today, today's a good day for it. It's been windy all morning, but he left us up on top of this ridge. We put a side-by-side at the bottom so we can get out of here when we're done, but we're just gonna kind of bomb off and we can glass the south-facing sunny sides, which are out of the wind today, and then we got a north-facing slope on the other side of the ridge. So we'll probably just like work down this ridge slow and find a bunch of spots and cover country with the binos and spotter and see if we can dig something up today. The process of finding these deer is super challenging because these hillsides that they're living on, you know, the north faces, the sun is either in your face or casting shadows where they're at, and they're a small animal, they're not moving a lot, so trying to pick one up is super, super challenging. And I've probably spent more time strictly glassing through my spotter than I have on any hunt in at least a few years. So they're definitely tough to dig up. There's no doubt about that.
You got to be persistent. Like right now when we're having a tough hunt, there's a bunch of wind, it's like you're struggling, but if you just keep going, in the end, a lot of times you get rewarded just by keep going, and that's the beauty of it. It can just change in the blink of an eye, just like that. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of lows. but then with persistence, you can come out on top a lot of times.
I would say the grind is real. It's been windy every day but one. Dusty. Got a lot of dust in here. Mostly cold with small fleeting glimpses of heat. And minimal deer movement, minimal deer population. A lot of country, a lot of cover. The boys tell me this is Coues deer hunting, so we are trying to stay on the glass as much as we can throughout the day, and I got high hopes. We got a couple days left. We're just collecting data right now, as Dylan likes to say. Just collecting data.
You know, you're gonna have to have a lot of patience. And if you're not willing to sit somewhere for maybe half a day in one location and just look at the same stuff over and over again, you probably aren't gonna like it, but that's the type of stuff it takes to kill a big buck.
Most hunters, myself included, you start to think about, am I gonna shoot a deer or not? But I have so much experience under my belt that I know it's not about shooting a deer. The only thing that we get to do every day is show up on the mountain and do the things we know that are gonna be successful, and if we find one, awesome, and if we don't, we still had an awesome hunt.
It's just a constant battle of, will this adjustment work for me today? And it's more than likely doesn't. That's what I've been seeing. But it's just, you gotta just keep at it, man. You gotta keep swinging.
Just took a little midday mental break. Wanted to see how good I was at calling wind out here. Took a long bomb at 1388 up on the mountain, and one just low of the rock and one just high, but I think all within a pretty acceptable tolerance. So if we get a buck across the way at 400 or 500, feeling good about it.
Well, within 50 yards, if we both want to sit together, we could.
I think the appeal of the hunt is always just seeing a deer and hoping that it's a big one.
See that line of trees that runs into another tree? Yeah. Like how it makes a corner up there of trees? Yeah. He walked right into that corner.
Obviously, finding them in difficult spots where it's tough to pick one up is cool, but I think it's just the overall experience of looking for that mature animal is kind of the enjoyment factor. You know, we could have rolled in here and shot a buck pretty early on and called it a hunt, but I don't think that's really exactly what we're looking for. I don't know if optimistic. I think hopeful would be a better term. Wow. I think we've been seeing more deer. I'd be more optimistic. I'm hopeful that a big one shows up. What's your optimism level out of 10?
We're gonna kill a giant tomorrow.
You know, I think that, Coues deer hunting is best summed up as a war of attrition. You have to understand that going into it. And I feel like a lot of people, especially coming to a place like Mexico, you know, they think that it may be handed to them. But these deer are still these deer. And yeah, I mean, when you're the smallest thing on the landscape and everything wants to eat you, You know, that's what makes these deer so fun to hunt. You know, I think the thrill is in the chase. It's not necessarily the kill. It's certainly not the inches on the wall. You know, if you want inches, go hunt elk. That's not really what you're getting out of this per se.
Dope. We filming this. How'd the hunt end?
You think I got tools, huh? Okay, do it again. Just click it forward all the way, but don't turn it over.
Yep.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fuel pump's not sending fuel. Lesson in Coues hunting right here.
1:30. We got time to right the ship.
You need me to do what?
I'm gonna have to have you turn the key again. But let me be. Don't try to start it, just turn it over and we'll hear if the fuel pump kicks on.
Alright.
Yep, turn it off. Golden dog, 1 sec.
Every hunt has its own pressures, and that's unique to every hunter and every hunting situation.
Mama knows.
You just kind of have to like put those things on the back seat.
Hell yeah. It's all about how you handle that, guys.
We're here because we want to make an awesome film, and like the concept of making the film has its own pressures of like success and doing it right, putting all the pieces together, and then you have the pressures of like I'm down here and you want to reflect the things that you're passionate about and good at within the film, but it's such a short window of time that it's like, you know, it's unrealistic. Like sometimes it happens just like a hunt that like everything aligns and you hit it a home run, but like sometimes it doesn't. You just have to like do your best, put your best foot forward every day, and cards fall where they fall.
We needed our side by side.
Is this how you normally end hunts with clients you don't like?
No, definitely not.
Last day's wrapping up, but we've had an awesome week. It's been beautiful country. It's been awesome just being down here, getting to chase Coues deer and learn from Dylan.
Here we go.
And this is how hunting goes, you know? You put dates on a calendar.
It's a fitting end to the hunt, I think.
You know, you get out in the field, you don't get to control the animals. You don't get to control the weather and the conditions. All you can control is what you do, and I know that we definitely put in the work behind the glass and moving around and trying to put all the pieces together, and sometimes you just don't get the puzzle fully complete before you have to go home, and I think that's most likely how this trip's gonna pan out. We will class till dark, obviously, tonight, but we got flights home in the morning, so it's been an awesome trip. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching, and we'll definitely be back.
He's behind a tree right now, but when I was looking at him back at my 4Runner, he looked pretty damn solid.
75 yards to the left, there's another dead tree that angles up and right.
Yeah.
Okay, right in that pocket. He's moving right. He's broadside right now. Oh, he bedded. Yep. Perfect.
What do you think, Dylan?
Pound him.
Thank you to Gordo. Yeah. Gordo's been telling us all week that there was a buck right here. Nobody bothered to check it out until last night.
Well, I told you there was a little bit of time left between our end of the hunt interview and the actual end of the hunt, and Carson has been glassing some areas for us and found a good buck. Came down here and just put one good shot in him, so.
Si yo cuando digo que está uno grande, está uno grande. Sí, siempre. Neta.
Whenever he says there's a big one, there's a big one.
They're a beautiful animal. They live in incredible country.
Yep, right there in that direction.
They're going to take you places that the average person is not seeing.
Carson, he's down there in the bottom.
Fuck yeah. Congrats, guys.
You know, there's an adventure side to hunting these deer. There's just the excitement in finding them. You know, that's arguably the toughest thing about them. I feel like once you've found a buck, odds are you can probably kill him. But it's getting to that point is what's difficult, and that's kind of what keeps you coming back.